art in everything. So, for my first video of 2026, I wanted to talk about artistic inspiration and motivation and where it all comes from and how to motivate other people and each other and where to find it, where to look for it, how to vibe it, and how to have fun with it. All I want is to hear in my life that I inspire other people. So I thought a very fun place to start would be makeup. And my personal quest today with it is how the colors of what I'm vibing in with this new makeup that I'm going to show you, which I think that you'll love, is going to inspire whatever I go and do in my art studio. And one of my big goals this year is to have another solo art show. And I'm going to have you guys come along on the journey of evolution, of figuring out how and where I'm going to do it. I have some ideas, but you know, I'm visualizing and I'm creating and, you know, I'm going to take you guys on the journey. So let's get into makeup. Now, first of all, let's just have a moment for this robe. Feathers. This is my friend Erica and her company called 𝐿𝐿𝐴, and this is her David Bowie robe, and I saw it on Instagram and I nearly had a heart attack and I was like, I have to have that right now. Now watch. Bam! David Bowie? Are you kidding me? Can you see it? I'm gonna have to have someone really get in there and take a picture, but it's full length and it is just freaking fabulous. These, it's silk, right? And then there's like the David Bowie. Look at that. Come on. Okay. Okay. So I am Swedish and pale as a ghost in the winter months. Now, I do live in California and it happens to be weirdly 70 degrees outside, but this is what I'm just wearing. And oh, this little necklace from my boyfriend happens to match what's going on here today. But this is what I'm wearing just to get ready. And I take forever and a day to do my makeup, even if it's simple. This is like an everyday because I do Mermaid Sparkle, and as some of you might know. But let's get into what's going on. These are my new favorite things that I think you're going to be obsessed with. Okay, ready? Numero uno. This Patrick Ta, okay? It's called In Your Dreams. You just wait. Oh, that's what it sounds like when you open it. So it has these two colors in it. It's called Major Dimension Eye Illusion Eyeshadow Duo. This is so pretty. Bing, bing, bing. Look at that. So I have the lighter one on right now, which I'm deeply in love and obsessed with up here. But sometimes I do this and I like smoke it out, or you can just put this sparkle on top. And it's just like the cutest little thing ever. And I'm deeply in love and obsessed with it. And everyone compliments me on it wherever I go. So that's what's going on there. Let's see. Next. Okay, guys. I was pulled in. I was pulled out. I was pulled in. I was pulled out. But let me tell you something. This Haus Labs, this is the Triclone Skin Tech Foundation. Okay. Lady Gaga everything all the time, by the way. As you can see, I picked up her Rolling Stone when I went to the Ritz, which was fabulous, and read that in the little Serenity Lounge for inspiration. Got some inspiration and art there, and her makeup on the cover of that is fire. But this is like so smooth and so pretty. So I always like hydrated, dewy, glowy. As some of you guys know, you can see in my mermaid makeup in my other episode that I usually have like a really dewy shine, but I was doing a little bit of influencer ads and some modeling stuff, and I just looked too shiny. I was like, ah! So basically, I went to Sephora and I was like, what up with the what up? Because I do have dry skin, but I didn't want to look like, you know, cakey. So it's really hard for me to find like a matte foundation that's somewhere in the middle, but it's like full coverage. And like this is so pretty. Now I do have highlighter and like a dewy kind of blush on, which we're going to get into in a minute. But this Haus Labs, this is so pretty. I fully recommend. This is D55. So I'm so pale that you can like see through me. Do you see? Like you can like see a vein in my head. I'm like, no. So I use this and it's my current most favorite obsession. Okay. Yes, Lady Gaga. Oh, okay. And then as some of you guys know, I do love lashes, but this, I am obsessed with tubing mascara because I don't like taking off mascara. I don't like it so much that sometimes it will prevent me from taking my makeup off at the end of the night. We all know what that means in the morning and for premature aging. Nada, no. So this, okay, I've talked about the Tarte tubing mascara and so on and so forth. This is the Thrive Liquid Lash Extensions. Let me tell you something. This is fire, okay? And it's just very subtle, but it's so pretty and I love putting it on and I love how easy it is to take off. Like I take off my makeup first, like I just gently blot with micellar water and it really already starts to come off. And then I usually am, taking a shower every night. And once the water is on my face, it just like falls right off. And there's no issue. There's no pulling on my eyes or anything because we don't need premature aging now, do we? Now, I like how thematically this, Erica's thing and this is like one of my favorite colors. But I just need to talk to you about how very exciting this is. And this might actually inspire something that I paint today. Look at how beautiful these brushes are from MAC. Like Art Deco, and kind of speaking of Lady Gaga, isn't it kind of like American Horror Story-ish, like that hotel scene that she was in? But these, this is giving me creative inspo. Just this colorway. Like, how is all this happening right now? This, the necklace, the robe, it's so much fun. Okay, but these are beautiful, and these were in like one of like the holiday gift sets from MAC. Obsessed. And speaking of which, these are also really fabulous from their holiday collection, but I think you can just go and buy these colors. This is Glimmer for Breakfast. Delicious. And this is Ice List. Fabulous. Let me open these. Ice List, all of this, like, even when I'm not like going hard, I always love just to have a little sparkle. Even on my everyday makeup, and I don't care what anyone has to say about it. I don't really care what anyone has to say about much. But this is Glimmer for Breakfast, so it's a little bit of like a deeper, and they're similar to the Patrick Ta, but still a little different. A little different texture. These are more powdery, almost jelly. It's weird. It's like a powder that's like also gel. They're really cool, and they're really pretty. Okay, moving right along. I highly recommend for girls that are maybe more fair, and of course, do you know what I mean? When I stopped trying to have like a Brazilian glow, because I'm not Brazilian or Giselle, but shout out to Giselle, God, she's killing it. Like for me, doing like bronzer in the winter is just like, it's coming out. She clowning. It's not working. It's not working. I want it to work, but it's not. So I can do like glowy fair, icy fairy. Okay, and speaking of which, I just do the cream glow. So I'm obsessed with Fenty Beauty. You guys know that. This is Strawberry Drip. And you can see I use it all the time. It's crazy. But I go in with my other little MAC brush and I just gently tap all the way up. No bronzer. Not until we get into the summer. God, I miss having a tan though. I'm like, come. But no, I love the whole vibe of the winter months and la-ti-da. So then, as some of you guys always know, I love this Fenty Beauty. This is like my sparkle highlighter that I have on top. And this is Rose Rave. Like, I always talk about this, but like you go and find that out for yourself because you will be happy. Now, what else? And this is just, like simple everyday. Deeply in love and obsessed with these Fenty Beauty gloss bomb sticks. So this is like the sparkle orange, and they also have like colors without the sparkle. I wear these all the time and they're so pretty. This one is See You in Maui. See You in Maui, and isn't that the truth? Okay. As some of you might know, Hawaii is my favorite place. As a little mermaid I am. I used to live there, and that's where I did my first solo art show. So holler to Miami. I mean, Miami too, but Maui and the big island of Hawaii. That's where I lived. Okay, so those gloss bombs, that's what I'm wearing right now is See You in Maui. It's like an orange with sparkles in it, and everyone will people will walk across the street to talk to me about it, okay? Now, this is the Rare Beauty, the Lifting Eyebrow Gel. It's clear, it's simple. And again, if you're fair, I am so fair, I look weird and clowny if I really fill in my eyebrows too much. I have to be very careful in the winter. It's a whole nother animal when we're going into spring and summer, and she's got a little gullah. But as you can see, boo, I'm pale and Casper the Friendly Ghost up in this right now, so. You got to do what you got to do. Now also, aren't these just, This is the MAC palette, the holiday palette that I also got. And these colors, all of them. We have Space Slipper, Galaxy Glimmer. We have Tip Top Shape, Next to Nude, Light Year Lilac, Space Cafe. You guys, go. Every single one of these is beautiful, okay? Yeah. And I am deeply in love and obsessed. So what I'm trying to get into on a daily is how everything in my environment can inspire my artwork. So right now it's like these colors and this teal and this gold, okay? And so on and so forth. And now I'm gonna get dressed and go into the studio. And by the way, as you guys know, if you have long, crazy hair, I'm actually gonna go and get my hair a little chopped tomorrow. I'm gonna dye it black and buzz it. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't look cute at all. But I am gonna go and get it cut a little bit because it is getting out of control. But you do know that if you're struggling, I just sleep in French braids, and it's so funny. It's like the minimal stuff I do. Like my boyfriend loves my hair like this. I do too, but sometimes I don't. I want there to be more volume on top, and I'm gonna weave in some more different shades of blonde, darker blonde, and so on and so forth, and maybe get some layers just so I have some more volume. Boom, boom, on top. All right, now let's go do art. So my inspo for 2026 is to focus on what I'm already good at and become the best I can be. And it sounds so simple, but if you think about it, I know I'm not the only one. You try to do all these different things, probably because of all of these different influences. And I took this time to really think and reflect on what direction I want to go in my life and what I want to focus on in my YouTube channel and how it's going to benefit other people and how I'm going to grow into the best version of myself. So that being said, as you guys can see, if you guys have been following this channel, I was a little bit all over the place. I produce movies. I like health and wellness. I want to go I travel, I'm on the boat, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm all over the place. And, it's funny because, you don't have to do anything, but, I had to really think about what am I doing? And it's funny because sometimes you need to help, have other people pull that out of you. And I had a really interesting conversation with my boyfriend. He was saying something that his dad told him that was stick to your knitting. What are you good at? What have you always been good at? And more importantly, too, what do you know that you can do that you're good at, that you actually love and you want to do? And for me, it always circles back to art. It always circles back to art. And it's so funny in my head as an artist, you know, you're riddled with self-doubt. You could love what you're doing. You don't know if it's going to work. You don't know, you know, outside influences could say you can't do that, or what's the point, or how are you going to make money, or whatever. And it's like, well, at some point in time, you just have to do you. And you have to figure out, okay, you know, I have had a successful art show in Hawaii, and I've sold my art in LA and overseas and in my favorite place. And I really was the happiest when I was doing that. And then probably kind of got caught up in trying to do things like other people, even if I like it, you know, but it's like health and wellness is great to become a better version of yourself. But I think that the best gift I could give, you know, to my audience is the inspiration to be authentic, and how that building upon the strengths you already have, and most importantly, doing what you love, no matter what anyone says, builds self-esteem and self-confidence little by little, and really helps you become the person that you want to be. You know, if I would have let fear, which I had a lot of, and insecurity, and not knowing if I was good enough at art or whatever, not knowing what direction, sometimes I don't even know how to describe my art, who cares? I think it's like pop street or whatever, and it might be something different tomorrow. Maybe that's abstract. I don't care. The point is that I'm making it and I love it, and I'm having fun and I'm enjoying my life. And all I want is to hear in my life that I inspire other people. I think that's what a lot of artists want to hear, but that's really my goal. And I do want to learn how to monetize that, and become, you know, a financially successful artist, without losing my authenticity. And just like my fabulous David Bowie robe I was wearing, I always go back to that quote that David Bowie said that, you know, once you start making art for other people, or start making art that you think other people might like, you're going into a very dangerous territory, because it's not real and it's not authentic. And it's not the reason why you started doing it in the first place. You didn't start doing art or playing baseball when you were little, or doing whatever you gravitated towards when you were little because of what you wondered what other people thought of it. You did it because it looked like fun and it looked interesting, or you most importantly enjoyed it, you know? So the whole purpose of this video is to inspire you to realign and focus on what that thing was when you were a kid, or that thing that you really want to do that you're scared to rock out on, and channel it and just do it a little bit every day. And, you know, that's what also my other favorite that I talked about earlier, or later, maybe when I show you my makeup in this video, Lady Gaga, you know, it's like, just do one thing every day and chip away at it. It might be a couple hours, it might be a couple minutes, and hold yourself accountable, you know? And I think that, you know, for me, part of showing my journey here is being vulnerable and showing my highs and lows. And, you know, I'm trying to make a movie happen. It's really, really hard and kind of out of my wheelhouse. If it happens, it happens. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. But, you know, I'm not, you know, a wellness influencer. You know what I mean? What I'm good at is art and fashion and makeup, which is all art. It's art on bodies. It's art on face. It's color. It's imagination. It's playful, it's fun, it's let's never grow up, it's Peter Pan forever, Alice in Wonderland, go on and on. And it's an escape into imagination and outside of a screen and a computer, and tapping into childlike wonder. You know, that's really what I'm here to learn about myself and focus on and inspire other people to do the same, because already just doing this is making me feel better, making me feel like I'm being true to myself, I'm doing what I want to do. And you know, I just love creativity and new ideas, and how, you know, surrounding yourself with the right people and the right environments, and collaborating. I want to collaborate with other artists. I don't even know what that looks like yet, but you know, that's kind of the stuff that I want to do. And you know, even though primarily I'm an acrylic painter and I draw, you know, using paint pens and stuff. I dabbled in watercolor when I was younger, but actually after the makeup that I have on today and the makeup brushes, and I'm going to show you, you know, this makeup because it is art after this little intro. Now it's really inspiring me to play with watercolors today. And I'm trying to find the art and inspiration on the daily that brings, you know, exciting breaths of life every day that's new and different into my day. Because for me, that's stimulating, and for me, that's fun. And if I'm not having fun, what's the point? And if you're not having fun, what's the point, really, right? So, you know, it's funny, I was thinking about, I saw other people talking about, like, when you're a kid, like, you know, what did you love to do when you were a kid, or this, that, or the other. And I always loved to draw, and always my favorite class was art class. I was terrible at math and science, and I couldn't be less interested. I just didn't care. And I still feel that way. Don't ask me to balance a checkbook. I don't even know where it is. So basically, I had one of my best friends growing up, who I still just love to this day, Devin. Shout out to Devin. She's also an incredibly talented artist. When we were like in 7th grade, we were given this assignment in art class to like smash a Coke can and then draw it with a pencil and paper. And I drew this Coke can, and she was like, I can't believe how you drew this Coke can. Like, you are going to be an artist one day, like professionally. And I was just like, oh, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And basically it looks like a little alien's coming out of my head there. I love it. Maybe it is. Mew, mew. So basically, put you guys over here like this. So basically, it's funny because I thought about that after I had that conversation with my boyfriend, to stick to your knitting, you know, and do what you're good at and what you love and get better, and just focus on that. And, you know, the chips will fall into place. So I'm going on a very artistic journey this year, and I'm really curious to see what I make, who I meet, where it brings me, and taking steps in different ways, you know, with my art practice in my studio here alone, and putting myself out there and meeting new people. I'm going to the Venice Beach Art Crawl Mixer on Thursday to meet other artists and other community leaders that do cool art stuff. And then I'm going to a Japanese pottery class on Saturday that incorporates elements of like gold and silver and pottery, and it's called something I forget, but we'll save that for the next episode. So now I'm going to dabble in the colors of the makeup brushes and robe I was wearing this morning with watercolor. So let's see what happens. Let me know what you think. All these backgrounds are all inspired just by, you know, that makeup right now. So I'm gonna play with all of these, and then I'm gonna go in with gold, like those paintbrushes. So hopefully it looks cool. We'll see. I've never really played too much with watercolor, but it's like expanding, you know, expanding my creativity and thinking about things in different ways whilst sticking to my knitting, which is art. So I'll hit you back tomorrow with what's up.